Hey guys, Tater here, and today I'm going to show you how to do a few different things using your menus. We'll start by learning how to change the texture packs. First, what you do is you pause it, you go to Game and Options, and then right here is a list for texture pack. Once you choose that, there's a huge list of texture packs made by various people. Right now I'm using Original HD, but you could just go through and see, like here's horror. All the blocks are kind of darker and themed to be a little scarier. And you can get all kinds of them. Here's Christmas, Modern Miner, RPG Mac if you like Zelda. Okay, and then let me show you how to turn on various items like stabs and guns. To do this, you go to Game and Options, then there's this option called Item Options. From here you could say, okay, I don't want any explosives on my map, so if you push A on those blocks will not show up in the shop and they're not usable. You can take the little red X off of them to allow them, but if you scroll over you'll notice all the guns here start as a default off. But if you go through and you turn them all on, when you open up the item shop, they're up here inside of it. You can also do this for stabs or whatever you want. To change your unlockable, you pause it, go to Player and Unlockables, and from there you have a whole list of stuff you can be. The first three here are already defaulted. Then this one, how it has all the lists pop up, it tells you, okay, you can unlock it in Dig Deep, Survival, or Peaceful, the game modes that you can unlock it in, the difficulty, and at the bottom it tells you how to do that. For this one, you just buy something in Dig Deep or Survival or Peaceful from one of the shops. And you can go down the list. If they have to unlock none, then that means that you can be them already. There's a whole list of stuff you can do, but there are a few that you can't get very easy. Like the Zeus, only the people that have made the game can get that. Tester Man is for testers. The Hermes Wraith, that's kind of an exclusive one for people who have... well, Grim Times got it because the texture pack he made, Rupture, almost everybody likes to use that. And there's a few others that got it. Miscellany made the System Terrain packs. And there was one other. Can't think of it at the moment, but... Oh, Durf Steve, he's the guy that made the Wraith. How could I forget him? And then there's the Demigoddess and the Demigod. Right now they're locked because the previous unlock method kept bugging the developers because everybody would message them saying, hey, place your Zeus NPC in my world, which unlocked it at the time. And then Robotic, you can unlock that by doing a Total Miner contest by signing up at the forums. There's usually a contest every maybe 6 months to a year. They're not very common, but they're worth it to join in. They're really fun and you meet a lot of new people. Let's see if there's any more. If you're stuck, like let's say that you get stuck in a wall somehow and you can't move at all. If you pause it, go to Player and Escape, it lets you teleport back to the spawn. All you have to do is push X and you drop all your items wherever you are. So you could walk over here and pick it up again if you needed them. Oh, to set a zone, what you do is you need marker blocks. If I push down on the D-pad, go to Zones, and put View Zones on, you can see that this white box appears here. If it's white, it's a spawn zone. I made it so players spawn there. To put a zone, you put 2 marker blocks. They at least have to be 2 blocks high. It could be any wide. You can make it that, which would draw the box to that. It would pretty much make a box that connects over like that. You can make it bigger, you can make it taller, whatever. It just needs to at least be 2 high, because that's how a player would fit. If it was just 1 block, it wouldn't work. Next, you push down on the D-pad or pause it and go to Game and Zones. Then you would do New Zone. You would name it. So this one would be like Spawn or something. I'm going to name it 1. And then you see it goes to your list of zones. So for 1, if I wanted it to be a spawn, I would check spawn. If I don't, it would be not a spawn. Do I want the players to be able to fly in it? Do I want them to be able to fight each other in it? Do I want enemies to be able to spawn in there, like zombies and werewolves? Do I want them to be able to build in it? If I have a no, they won't be able to build. If I have a yes, any block inside of that zone is able to be broken or placed. And then other brings up another list. This tells you the coordinates of it. You can set a builder, which pretty much says, okay, that player has edit, or a certain clan has edit, or nobody has edit. But the host and admins will always be able to edit in the zones no matter what. An entry script, you can set that so whenever somebody walks inside of it, something happens. So let's say I put it as lightning. If I walk inside of it, you'll notice the lightning starts to play. I can also make that run when somebody leaves the zone. So if I set this to none and I set the leave to the weather, notice if I walk inside of it, nothing happens, but once I leave, lightning starts to shoot. Oh, you can also click on the name to kind of wipe everything from it, or to put it back to default. You can also do a combat level difference, which pretty much says if skills are on, whatever number you set it to, they have to be that level above or below, or somewhere in between. So let's say that this guy right here, that's a guy, he's level 1. And there's this guy with all the muscles right here. He's level 20. If they're in the zone, this guy can't touch this guy. It pretty much saves him. But if this guy was only level 2 and this guy was level 3, and I set the combat difference to somewhere around 5 or something, you could do it even to 1. Then they'd be able to fight because they're within the combat difference. In order to get this level 2 guy, they have to be either level 1 or level 3 if I set it to 1. But if I set it to 5, then anybody above 5 levels, so that'd be 7 or back to 1, can hit this guy. The speed multiplier, that pretty much says, okay, how fast do you want them to go? If I set it to 10, they're going to be going 10 times the speed as normal. So if I go in the zone, you can see I go super fast once I go in it, but then I go back to normal once I leave. You can also put a negative value on that, which pretty much says, okay, I want you to go even slower. So for negative, actually you can't put a negative, it's a point value. So if I do 0.5, that would mean you go half as fast. See, I slow down a little bit and I speed back up. You can also add a gravity. Gravity pretty much lets you moonwalk or make you really heavy or whatever. If I set gravity to 10, pretty much says you're not jumping anywhere. See, no matter where I jump, I can only just barely get off the ground, but it pulls me right back. If I were to set the gravity to 0.5 though, I'd be able to do a double high jump. It pretty much makes them lighter. And you can also enable them to be able to do the escape option I showed you. If you put disable, they can't escape. See? But once I leave the zone, I can. Let's see. Oh. A lot of people usually ask me on my worlds, like, how long did it take you to make and whatnot? And I get these questions so often or not, I guess it's worthwhile to mention. If you pause it, go to game and world info, it tells you all the stats. It tells you how long I've been playing on it, tells you the most players I've had, number of rates, whatever. You can also go to player and statistics, and it shows you all the stats of how long a player was there, how many blocks, how far they moved, stuff like that.